Hi, my name is Helen Trickey Bradley, and I am the Communications Director for ChildAid. I'm very excited today to talk to you about our work. We are an education nonprofit working in rural villages in Guatemala. We bring teacher training and books and curriculum to elementary schools throughout Guatemala. Why do we work in Guatemala? It's a great question. Guatemala has one of the highest rates of illiteracy in Latin America and has one of the most profound income gaps anywhere in the world. On average, the Guatemalans over the age of 15 have only 5.6 years of schooling, and only 30% of children who stay in school until 6th grade can pass a grade-appropriate reading comprehension test. And that's a national average. We work in the indigenous Western Highlands and in indigenous communities. And in those communities, the average indigenous woman only has 3.4 years of schooling. One of the reasons why it's so important that we work in Guatemala is that the government has built lots and lots of school buildings, and the children do attend school almost at the same rate as American children. But what happens in the classroom is very different. The classrooms are really chaotic. There's a lot of rote memorization, and even at the very young ages. And the teachers that are teaching do not have any more education than maybe a high school degree. So they don't even have specialized training in how to teach young kids how to read, write, and think critically about what they've just read. We come in and we have a 3-year comprehensive program. We come into a school and we kind of take it over in that we do school-wide teacher trainings with all the teachers together. Then we go one-on-one in the classroom with each teacher, and then we do hands-on training in the classroom with students, but also individually in quiet times, just one-on-one, where we talk about the complications they're having in the classrooms and what are the best techniques to get those students learning fast. We've seen a transformation in the classroom. After our program goes into a school, the classrooms are well ordered. They are, there's a lot of control in terms of the kids are paying attention. There's a lot of hand raising. It's really amazing what we do to a classroom. And we do that through really, really hands-on teacher training and coaching, and a lot of great books that are not only used for reading and writing, but they're also used in the science classes and the math classes and the history classes. We build a culture of reading in the schools. For the last 10 years, ChildAid has really been busy doing lots of great education work in Guatemala. We've served more than 95,000 children. We have trained 2,410 teachers and delivered more than 720,000 books. We've made a real difference, and we hope to do even more. Our goal is to just keep expanding until every child in Guatemala has a good education, a good foundation, and we can stop the cyclical poverty that crushes so much of the nation. ChildAid currently works in 3 departments: Chimaltenango, Sololá, and Totonicapán. And in 2023, we're going to expand into our 4th, Quiché. And Quiché is really important. We chose it because it has the greatest concentration of indigenous Mayan people in all of Guatemala. And it was also the hardest hit during the 33-year civil war that really crippled this nation. It's also got the highest levels of poverty. So we feel like we're going to make a real difference there. In 2023, we are opening a new office, and we have hired 13 new staff to work that office. We are going to be purchasing roughly 18,000 books at a price tag of roughly $50,000. And so we really need help kind of staffing that up and getting that going. And the books are the big thing. We would love to put the money that we get from you to the purchase of books for the children of Quiché. Let me tell you a story about why books are so very important in Guatemalan schools. When our founders first went down about 2 decades ago and were considering starting a nonprofit based on literacy, they toured classrooms and they saw that teachers had no books for children. The children hadn't seen, in some communities, hadn't even seen a book, much less held it or opened it. And they were taking newspapers, old newspapers, tearing out the articles and tacking them to the wall. And that was the reading material for the year for most of these students, the same article. It's really impossible to build a book lover with a piece of newspaper on a wall. They're just not going to be entranced by that story. And our job is to build book lovers. And these are kids who, once they fall in love with a book and learn how to read it and discover that magic, they're going to become thinkers, and they're going to grow up, and they're never going to let their children be illiterate. They will understand the value in it. Already, we are seeing amazing things happen in the communities. We try to create a culture of reading wherever we work. And to do that, we have libraries in schools. We also have book nooks in each classroom. But the libraries, we allow the kids to check out the books, and we encourage them to take them home and read the books to their parents, who are often illiterate, and to their younger siblings, maybe their older siblings who didn't get schooling. And this allows the community to see the value in what we're doing, that we are creating a whole generation of kids who have these skills that they can take anywhere, and they'll always have them. One of your questions is, how would a grant from you help us? And I can tell you that it would help meet the needs of thousands of primary school students and teachers in Guatemala. It would also help us do school-wide workshops for teachers and in-classroom teachers. We do hundreds a year. And as we expand in 2023, that only increases. We're really excited about delivering more and more books, especially to our new department, ChildAid, and we would love your support in that. Thank you so much.